Let's face it, when someone lands on your website, you only have a few seconds to impress them before they head elsewhere. It is all too easy for visitors to click away if your site doesn't wow them. Cue the magic of a killer website layout. A strong layout isn't just about looking pretty, it's about making visitors feel like they found exactly what they need. You want them to stick around, right? So that means your website needs to be beautiful and functional. A site's layout can make or break your user experience. And often we find that websites either forget about design, leading to confusion or disorganization, or they're just darn right ugly, or they follow the same, sometimes outdated trends as everyone else, causing them to lose originality and not stand out. So today we're going to look at some examples of really effective website layouts that are functional and visually appealing. These are designs that really stand out, and we will talk about why. Hopefully these layouts will inspire you to create something unique and help you find the perfect balance between stunning visuals and a seamless user experience. So let's get into it.
Okay, let's go ahead and just jump straight in with the first layout, which we like to refer to as the perfectly imperfect. And this layout, as you can see here in this example, is largely based on asymmetry and kind of this purposeful unevenness. Asymmetry is a really great way to add a ton of interest to your website without doing a crazy amount of work. And website builders like Squarespace make getting creative with the positioning of your content easier than ever, and you don't even need to use any custom coding in order to achieve a layout that looks something like this. This seemingly random little sprinkle of photos first thing on the homepage immediately draws you in because it's different than what we're used to seeing. It's something that breaks away from most traditional layouts. But at the same time, this homepage is very clear and easy to follow. The layout of this section doesn't distract from any of the other content. The menu is still clearly displayed up here in the top left, and all of the headlines and calls to action are very apparent. And when implementing a layout like this, you can also use things like color and typography to further balance things out and make sure that your website remains clear and easy to follow. For example, these following two sections could really easily just kind of blend together into one jumble of content. However, the use of the different colored backgrounds, as well as the clearly defined font styles and headings, kind of anchors you to the page and makes it feel like there's balance amidst the unevenness and this kind of purposeful asymmetry. All in all, this layout style is going to keep your site visitors super engaged with its dynamic and modern feel without compromising ease of use, which is exactly what you want. And as always, if you'd like to check out more of our Shelly template as well as any of our other premium Squarespace templates that will be shown throughout this video, there will be a link in the description below for you to go ahead and check all of those out on our website. All right, next, let's take a look at the editorial layout. And this style can be likened to that of a magazine design or maybe even a newspaper, and is perfect for websites that have a lot of content or individual pages within their website. This layout style allows so much room for creativity, and the organization of things comes down to grouping your content. So basically, you'll want to make sure to pair relevant text with really descriptive images and headline. And this allows you to be as creative as you want without sacrificing readability or overwhelming your visitors with too much content all over the place. With this layout, you'll also want to utilize things like stickers, animations, unique buttons, and other interactive features to draw the eye to certain pieces of content. This helps to create an experience for visitors that allows them to feel more brought in and invested, regardless of how much content there is to consume. There really is a rhythm and a flow to this type of layout that might not be super obvious to the untrained eye, but if you can master it, then it's super impactful on the visitor's journey throughout your website. Utilizing specific design tools like hierarchy and white space really allow the aesthetic of this particular layout to shine through while still maintaining balance and function. Moving on, we have the blogger layout. And this layout might seem kind of standard, but if you're someone who writes a blog for a living or if you're an online educator, really nailing down this design with your own personal flair can be a game changer. All of your content is really laid out in one vertical line down the page. And this is really great for simplicity, and it's also ideal for mobile view translation, which is something that's imperative if you want all visitors to have easy access to your material. Our Iris template displays this design layout in a really classic, yet slightly updated way. You can see that from the moment you land on the page, you know exactly where you are and what you can expect. There are easy to read descriptions and highlighted areas pointing you towards content that you might be interested in reading. Each section also really clearly reads from left to right, and there's no visual distractions pulling your focus, which leans more into that single column idea. And as you continue to scroll down the page, the simplicity and clarity remains. The iris template does take things one step further, adding a slightly modern touch by placing the blog posts in this alternating pattern. However, you never lose focus or find yourself confused. You could scroll on down the page and be visually happy as well as satisfied with the ease of use. This layout ultimately is going to place what's most important at the forefront, and it prioritizes a smooth reader experience. Plus, it's just really nice and easy to look at, and it's kind of like a breath of fresh air. This next layout style is what we like to call the unexpected, because it essentially takes bits and pieces from different styles and combines them to create one stunning and, of course, easy to navigate web page. There's sort of an organized chaos to this design that leaves a ton of room for you to determine what your ideal audience is going to respond to best. And as we scroll through this example here, you can see that the common theme is clean yet dynamic. Each section of each page is going to keep the user intrigued because it's not exactly the same as the one before. However, nothing overpowers or steals the spotlight. This layout design utilizes shapes, white space, asymmetry, boldness, and more to achieve its ultimate goal, which is keep them wanting more. With a layout like this, your site visitors are hopefully going to find themselves clicking through your pages just to see what's next. And because the sections are easy to navigate through, they'll be able to do so with no issues at all. This layout design is flexible enough to be suited for a lot of different business types, whereas our next layout design, which we call the Compartmentalizer, is really great if you're a service provider who has a ton of different offerings. When you have a ton of really specific information to share, sometimes typing everything out into the page can get messy and perhaps a little bit boring. And this is especially not great if someone doesn't already know what service is right for them or if they're visiting your site for the first time. So this particular layout design utilizes segmented blocks or sections to display information on a page in a really cool and modern way. That's why this design is perfect for showcasing things like services, packages, or maybe even frequently asked questions. You can easily achieve this style by creating individual sections on a page, or by simply just adding a different colored background text within the same section, something that platforms like Squarespace make it really easy to do. And with this layout, your content is going to remain super readable. It's going to be really hard for a user to get overwhelmed or confused about what they're viewing because everything is individualized, allowing them to freely browse and educate themselves, and then hopefully book a service or purchase your offerings. Okay, next, let's take a look at the Simplistic grid layout. This simple yet impactful layout style is perfect for portfolio pages or e-commerce shops where imagery is the main focus. Now, we get it. If you're a photographer or someone who has a lot of beautiful photos to share, it can be really tempting to just throw a bunch of full-sized image blocks straight onto the page. But the issue with this is that it can be unoriginal, clunky, and potentially not compatible with various screen sizes. And if your business relies on imagery to draw people in and/or make sales, all of those things could potentially drive people away from your site before they've maybe even had a chance to enjoy what you have to show. That's why this grid layout, as shown here on our Sophie template, is going to be really great for you. The grid allows you to organize your content in a way that's really visually appealing and easy to navigate through. There's a consistent and even spacing among the actual grid, so nothing runs together or feels really far apart and disconnected, which allows you to accurately represent your business as a whole, while also allowing visitors to smoothly click from one piece of content to the next. And finally, we have the bold statement. One really popular trend right now is incorporating strong and bold focal elements to your website, like background images or headlines, to inform visitors what's most important or what they can expect from your business without them having to go too far to figure it out. And our premium Squarespace template Noir utilizes this layout style beautifully. It combines striking, nearly full screen-sized images with really large section headings that let site visitors know what this business is all about. There's truly no mistaking what information they're going to find within each section of a page, making browsing a breeze, and the style is going to stand out from other similar brands. There is no denying here that this section covers the brand's services, and it's displayed in a really exciting and fun way that makes you want to learn more. This layout is also super effective in allowing your visitors to read the information they're most interested in on their own terms. For example, if a company's values are important to a potential client, this section here is going to show them exactly where they can learn about that, and they can just ignore everything else and hone in on the values. Ultimately, this layout design is practical and it's just downright cool.
All in all, having a well thought out website layout that combines both style and functionality is so important in the success of your business. And with those layout examples as inspiration, it is so possible for you to achieve the most stunning and professional website, even if you're not a pro web designer. If you're loving this inspiration, but you're a bit stuck on where to start with your own website, definitely check out our premium Squarespace templates. We've got a really large range of templates that all have super unique designs, but are all really strategic and functional. They work with Squarespace, which is a really easy DIY drag and drop website builder, and they will save you so much time because you don't totally have to start from scratch. You just choose your favorite design, plug in your own colors, fonts and images and text, and hit launch. We'll put the link under the video if you're interested. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you'll probably enjoy this one too. So make sure to subscribe. We put out new videos every week, and I will see you in the next one.